Welcome to Let's Play Resident Evil Code Veronica X. The X means extreme.
Extreme.
Extremely badly designed game.
It's for the PS2 X button because... Wait, the Dreamcast had an X button too.
Well, we tried. Interesting detail about this little experience is going to be, I think, off the top of my head, this is the first LP I've recorded that is actually going to be up, besides the Metal Slug filler video. Because everything else I've worked on either ended up being canceled for tech reasons or is in intense post-production right now.
Actually, yeah, I think that's true.
And I'm just gonna put my cards on the table. I fucking hate this game.
Oh.
Yeah.
You all do not understand.
I got very upset. We spent some of the last week testing this game to do for the playthrough. I fucking despise this game. And we're gonna have a whole LP to talk about why.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get into it yet. I just wanted to lay my cards on the table. If you're like a big Code Veronica fan, you may not want to watch this because I am gonna shit on this.
I think, well, only in ways that are justified, because there's things we like about it too.
Yes.
But it's just those things that we like are vastly overshadowed by what is essentially bad gameplay balancing.
Yeah.
I will be fair and talk about the things I think are good, because there's a lot of good. But I'm gonna be just as fair and tear apart the shit I hate.
Your identification number is WKD4496.
And, yeah, and you missed the text scroll. Yeah, plot is happening.
Yeah, Claire got kidnapped, tried to find her brother. There's like an opening cutscene that plays when you first boot the game, but I don't know how to record that because the way the emulator starts.
You would have had to like wait on the title screen before you start.
This is it, so yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the cutscene, so
I guess
yeah.
we play it here too.
Yeah, we skipped a lot of the cutscenes when we were just practicing because we knew we'd have to watch them in the LP anyway.
There were a couple we watched because they're funny, but
Yeah.
by and large, especially in the later half of the game when I stopped having fun. I love how she can outrun a fucking helicopter, by the way. Like, imagine the speed at which she must be running to outrun a helicopter.
Okay, yeah. Chris has the power to punch boulders, and Claire has the power to outrun helicopters. I mean,
I feel like they do that kind of shit even in like live action movies too, though.
Oh yeah, no, that's normal. That happens in this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. First thing to this game's credit, this is really cool.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, but it's really cool.
It doesn't make sense, but the coolness factor kind of like you
Evens
forgive
out.
it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't move.
Who's got a Desert Eagle? I have an additional ramble about this game, but I want to wait for cutscene to end first. Something looks off about the cutscene here to me. I'm gonna blame the emulator because I really don't know otherwise.
Too much blur.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it'd be the emulator though.
Yeah, might just
Especially because it's a CG cutscene. If
Yeah.
it was gonna be affected at all, it would just be like not working.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we know the cutscenes work. There is a couple of graphical bugs we encountered, but they were non-intrusive for the most part. So, in another game, I might struggle to fix it, but this is just worth my time, more or less. Kind of just want this LP to end. So,
Yeah. To come in, get this done, and he never has to play this game again.
normally we wait a little bit between Resident Evil LPs, but this is almost back-to-back to the third game LP we did, just because I was like, I want this out of my life.
Yeah.
And then you need to do the next one you were gonna do as a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, might, too. So you start in the inventory, you got a lighter and this playing manual. I know how to play video games, so we don't need to read it.
Also, there's a fun glitch where if you don't go into your inventory right now and you like wait a long while, you can you can end up with like an herb that doesn't go away even when you use it.
Which, if you can get the glitch to work, would be very helpful for this game.
Yeah.
We're not going to be glitching. There will be
This
some
game
saves.
isn't worth it.
There will be some save state abuse because we determined mid-test playthrough that it's not worth my time to try to get good enough to not need to do that.
Perfect.
Mistake?
Go on. Get out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. The troops have been wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
And what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me.
Okay. Sure, no problem. So Code Veronica was originally released in, I want to say 2000, on the Dreamcast. But, if you don't know your history, the Dreamcast kind of didn't work out so great.
No, it didn't.
So it ended up getting ported to the PlayStation 2, like a year after that, 2001, give or take. And that's the version we're playing. I really don't know what's different from it from the Dreamcast version. I've never played the Dreamcast version. I know there's a GameCube version with 2 discs for some reason.
Huh.
So yeah, it's just kind of what happened here. I think we briefly mentioned it in the third games LP, where this game was originally supposed to be the third numbered game, and the third game was going to be like a spin-off, but their release dates got switched around for convenience or some such, or not their release dates, pardon. Their place in the series kind of got switched around a little bit. We're now both main games, but 3 came out to minimize the gap between releases.
You can. I think I've said this. I think we've said this before too, but it's like you can feel the effects of that on the plot. Where 3 has a plot that feels like just kind of a side thing, and then this has a plot that's actually a direct continuation.
Yep.
Oh, anyway, I'll be right back.
Wouldn't be an LP if Anstca just wanders away in the middle of it.
Yep. Prerequisite right there. Now we just gotta wait for your internet to drop out.
That's gonna suck. So, just to briefly touch upon it, I guess. One of my problems with this game is I think a lot of the balancing is bad, and this is a really good early example of that. You're just kind of... Oh, FMV. As the cutscene indicates, you're going to be kind of just dropped in this area with a bunch of zombies. I'm sure the experts are... I've heard the Knight's really good, and I'm sure the experts are great at it, but... Tackling this from the perspective of a big, but leaning on the side of casual fan / player of the series, this shit's rough.
Yeah. It's like you have
If
to...
it didn't have tank controls, I could see it being a little easier to use the knife, because if you didn't have tank controls, you could probably just like circle around them and knife them in the back easily enough. But you have tank controls.
Yeah, I remember playing this game. I was trying really hard to save my ammo at first, so I would just replay this part over and over, trying to get good with the knife. Just because you need that ammo later, because it does not.
Yeah,
it's not
so-
very generous at all. with
Unlike
ammo.
Resident Evil 3, you don't necessarily want to go weapons hot. There's not enough ammo to kill literally everything, always. Also, one of the cool things I want to touch upon that I do like about this game is the detail in this cutscene. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, don't shoot.
Who are you?
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
She fired 3 shots.
Yes.
Sorry about that little misunderstanding, but I thought you were another one of those
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax, beautiful. I said I was sorry. My name's
Sorry.
I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire. Nice. I'll remember that. Hey, I heard there's an airport around here. And once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. I'll see ya.
Hey, wait up!
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
Damn.
Down. That's
How old is Claire in this game?
19.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I was thinking like it's a little old for him, isn't she?
It's a middle ground. In a more traditional scenario, it would be kind of an up to the parent thing, maybe. In this scenario, I'm kind of like whatever, I guess. Think about it if they were both in high school. She could have been a junior, him a freshman, and it would have been okay. So, you know.
Yeah. I guess it's just like it's especially like they went out of their way to emphasize the youth in his voice and not so much in hers. So it's like that makes it more jarring too.
So, yeah, I mean, it's I guess one of those personal things. Like I could see someone being uncomfortable with it, but I don't think it's strictly bad. It's just kind of a, you know.
Well, especially like it's mostly viewed as bad, like because he's still not an adult.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you gave them both like a few years, then it would be like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the detail I'll touch on. She fired 3 shots. This gun has a 15-round magazine. You start with 12 shots in your mag. That's cool. I don't know. It doesn't do anything to the game. It doesn't, like, improve the game, but it's a nice detail. I'm pretty sure RE2 did something like that, too.
It's also like actually, it's not weird at all for him to be attracted to her. It would just be like a little more uncomfortable if it was returned.
But I mean, yeah. It makes sense for. Oh fuck! Forgot about the zombies in here. It makes total sense. You know, for a 17-year-old to be attracted to kind of just anybody.
He's 17.
Yeah. He's 17.
What the fuck? I thought he was like younger than that.
No, he's 17.
Yeah, 17, 19, I mean...
That's why I said it's not, like, really a problem
Yeah,
to me,
those,
'cause
like-
Yeah, that's like
they could have both been in high school at the same time. No, he's 17.
Yeah, I could have both been in high school. It's like, you know...
There's
gotta
only a
say-
2 years difference between them, and he's only like less than a year from being an adult. So
Yeah.
it's just like whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I mean, technically, okay.
Like I said,
Guys,
it would come down
it's
to
not.
like a parental thing at that point. Are the parents okay with it? If they are, I don't really think it'd be a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But it is still kind of weird that they do play up him being youthful, even though there's really not that much of an age difference between them.
No, not really.
So,
I
yeah.
wonder what his Japanese voice actor sounds like. As far as
Interesting question.
yeah, it's like does he sound that young there, or was just that like a bad voice actor choice for that character?
It's an early Resident Evil game, so it's probably just not
Yeah,
a
that's
good
true.
choice. May 13th, this room stinks of death. Based upon the information I found, I believe that I'm south of the equator. Lucky for me that Bob in the bunk below me is one of those interesting types of guys. May 16th. Today, Bob told me some crazy story on why he was put this place with.
Yeah, put
Why
this
he was
place
put
with
this
me.
place.
Bob said that he used to be an attendant of the head of this place. This boss named Alfred was supposedly placed him
What the hell?
But, sorry, this boss named Alfred supposedly placed him in here because of a
Okay.
tiny little mistake. That was my fault.
Okay.
What does that mean? What's gonna happen to me? May 20th. Without warning, a group of military men took Bob to the building behind the guillotine stand. At midnight, I'll sneak out of here to see him. Been hearing that anyone taken to that building never comes back. On top of that, there are these really large plastic bags constantly being removed from that place. I'd better pray for Bob. May 21st. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone there. What is going on in there? All I could hear was some insanely creepy laughter and the sound of Bob screaming. I don't know what to do. I can't stop thinking about it. Is that gonna happen to me? I can't let it. I just can't. May 27th. Since my last entry, all of my fellow inmates have been taken to that building. I know that I'm next. It's so obvious that we're all here to be used as Alfred's guinea pigs. There's no way out. What am I gonna do? Bummer.
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah, she'll
What are you
die.
going to do? I guess
Guess
die screaming.
Guess I'll die.
Guess I'll die horribly. Oh,
No.
don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah, I remember you're here, asshole.
Oh,
Still got a bite out of me, but hey. Oh, for fuck's sake.
what the? That was lame.
Excuse me. You don't need to come back in here, so if you can get a zombie down, just run. You want those guns, however. We don't need them, but they're guns, so you want them.
Yes, we will need guns. A lot of guns.
So yeah, I touched on it briefly. Don't necessarily kill just every zombie you see. It's not like Resident Evil 3 where we can get away with that.
Mhm.
You can kill plenty. Fuck you! You can kill plenty and get away with it. You just can't kill every... Nope. Ugh! Can't just go killing every old zombie, though. The other thing I want to touch on, because it's a kind of a trap I think is bullshit. Whatever you do, no matter how difficult it makes this experience for you, save 3 full healing items. 2. It was 2. It was 2. Save 2 full healing items. 2 first aid sprays, 2 red and green herbs, 2 sets of 3 green herbs mixed together. Doesn't matter. Just save those 2 things. Tuck them away in your inventory. Don't touch them.
You'll know when.
You'll need them.
Mhm.
There's no getting... Oh, fuck. There's no getting around that you will need them. I mean that in a literal, it's impossible to not need them sense.
Because bad game design.
Yes.
Let's just call it what it is.
They're gonna be sitting in there for a fucking long time. But trust me when I say don't touch them.
So, interesting trivia. From what I can tell, the Japanese version has the English voice acting.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's the thing with the Resident Evil games. All of them just use the English voiceovers because they're set as they're Americans are the characters, so they keep their English voices.
Okay.
That's
Characters
right,
are
yeah.
almost exclusively English speakers. I just forgot about that. So dump all your metal in here, and I mean that because if you don't, you'll be unhappy.
Yeah, this berry herb will drop and you won't be able to get through.
And there's stuff in here. Don't bother. Can't get it until later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot about that detail. All these games don't really have a Japanese voice cast. They always... I think 7 was the first game to have a Japanese voice track. I think.
Hmm.
Facts on the facility access application. Be sure to verify the content of the following facility access application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief, Prison Guard Room, Paul Steiner. I hereby apply for
Steiner.
Yeah, Rusty. I hereby apply for access permission.
Princess.
Prison Area D. Details follow. Visitor name, Carl Grisham. Purpose of entry, carrying
Prison Area D.
in the following materials. New product sample, Metal Industries Company, PG-01. 2. Various daily commodities ordered by the prison. No,
Listen.
we'll use a transportation truck. TG-01 sample will be stored in the designated briefcase. I was like this close to just fucking crying because I couldn't read that goddamn note.
Chris Redfield.
I would stop, and I don't think this game deserves us taking it as seriously as we normally would.
While I agree to a certain extent,
My brother?
I still got to start a standard I like to hold myself to a degree.
Okay, we will be the consummate professionals that we are.
I keep forgetting my voice has like a half-second delay on it too, so it's like if I want to get something in at the end of a sentence, I have to start speaking while you're finishing the sentence.
Good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks.
Also, my
I'll do that.
connection bars on Discord keep going between green and yellow and green and red, and I'm concerned.
No way.
You aren't
It's
cutting
okay.
out, so
He's your brother.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you can. I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
he sounds like a kid who's just really upset. Believe me, I know.
What all about?
I know.
Claire's like, what the hell?
So, look, Steve sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. Steve isn't good. Steve, he could be good. His arc is hypothetically interesting. But the key word is hypothetically. As presented, it blows.
This game needs a remake.
This game
Yeah.
needs a remake. Out of
Yeah.
all the
Take
games
the
in
good
the
elements. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say, to be honest. So,
Out of all the games in the series.
oh yeah, this game probably needs it the most. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the good elements, fix the bad, and you might actually have yourself a good game here. Or at least a decent
There
game.
are the makings for a game that I genuinely enjoy in this game. Its plot has that kind of campy, hammy feeling that I kind of just dig.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Oh.
one of the things I remember enjoying about Parasite Eve was that while the plot had, really serious stuff going on, it was also really silly, and that was super enjoyable. I mean, the whole, distorted, nonsensical science and blah, blah, blah was hammy and interesting and, fun. This game can
Yeah.
have, that kind of similar... There's really serious stuff going on, but there's also just this big ball of, ham in the middle of it.
Which is awesome because it's like crazy, mad scientist, science going on. And it's like, that's crazy and cool. It's like, yeah.
And I
But-
pointed out a number of times throughout the practice playthroughs with this that I really like the set design, the design of stuff in the game as an environment and not necessarily as a stage to be played through, but just aesthetically, I like the game a lot, and I think there's good music in it. Just, the gameplay sucks.
Yeah. I agree with basically everything but the gameplay, and Steve's story arc in particular are at least, can be enjoyed here. But the gameplay holds all of that back so far. And even then, the things that are done well here could be done really good now, too, that I would love to see a remake. There's a lot of good ambient noise and just, sound work in general. There's...
I would like y'all
Technical
pay attention
bad
throughout
fundamentals.
Throughout these videos, I'd like you to pay attention to how, in these parts of the game here at the beginning, where, it's the beginning, we're trying to get used to the game, and, ammo is always going to be a bit sparse, and that's fine. Some survival horrors like to do that. You have to manage your ammo and all that, but, healing items are going to be... We're going to be starved for them through the whole, maybe first half of the game, if not more.
Yeah.
And then they're just going to be throwing them at us like crazy at the end of the game for no reason.
The game has a disgusting health drought until you wouldn't need to stockpile them for a certain moment later. It's dumb.
Yeah, the difficulty on this game seems very unbalanced, and it doesn't offer multiple difficulties. It's just one.
Yeah, you are stuck
difficulty.
on its one and only difficulty.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, shit. You know what's gonna piss you off, too? You know what else I saw when I was looking for the Japanese voices? Japanese exclusive easy mode.
What?
Oh.
Okay, that's not fair.
why did I not just play the Japanese version? Shit.
It's not too late for it.
It is too
I
late.
wonder
I've already
why-
practiced this version. I'm not putting that to waste. You know, fuck you
I
guys.
wonder why they didn't include that in the North American
That
version.
happens. That happened to
Yeah.
Castlevania 3 as well, I believe.
Oh, God, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Which is a game that also desperately needed an easy mode.
Actually, in that case, it's not even that the Japanese version had an easy mode, it's that the Japanese version was easier straight up.
Yeah.
There were no difficulty modes for it either, though.
Huh.
That was a Konami thing, though. I feel like that doesn't happen very often, but it does. There's like a couple weird instances where you can find that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but a thing to note that we learned in the practice playthrough is you're gonna see the name Empty Extinguisher and think, I don't need that. You don't need it, but you're gonna want it.
Yes.
Don't lose it. Put it in an item box and just keep it there. The hint to that, I guess, is that it doesn't tell you to discard it, but you can totally leave it behind and miss out on some optional stuff way later that will make your life moderately easier.
Yeah.
So hang on to it. Just find the nearest item box and dump that in there. Where am I supposed to go now? Wait, I can open this. Dumbass.
Yeah, you gotta.
Oh, we ought practice the shit out of this game, guys. By the shit out, I mean I finished one playthrough. Thank you for your continued support and for using our products. This time we have gathered our most advanced technologies and succeeded in creating the unique anti-metal detection alloy TG-01. TG-01 features? 1. Cannot be detected by any metal detectors. Cannot be pictured by such and such with the immigration check. Lightweight yet durable. We plan to develop various weapons utilizing this innovative new alloy. We have enclosed a sample for your review. We look forward to hearing from you regarding possible business opportunities. Metal Industries Company Chief Development Planning Carl Redhill. So, yeah, okay, I know.
Röntgenography, X-ray. Thanks.
Wow!
Why didn't they just say X?
You forget to throw the word has in there, but you include Rowan such and such bullshit whatever. Say X-ray! Fucking...
Oh,
Typical.
well, yeah. They needed to sound fancy. I mean, they were trying to... Look, like, they were pitching a potential business deal with Umbrella. Okay, they needed to sound fancy. No. Why should we use it? Because it's strong, durable, lightweight, and and it's immune to and people can't see it. I mean, all true, but it doesn't sound fancy.
Later.
Like, that's all great. That's great and all, but does it sound fancy?
No, it doesn't. We will take the fancy-sounding useless thing, please. But why? Because it's Umbrella. This is kind of what they do.
So one of the things you're going to notice a lot with enemy placements, and I probably won't point it out every single time, though there are a couple of moments I intend to. One of the things you're going to see is that a lot of enemy placements are stacked against the player, so that life is extra hard for you. Especially later, we'll notice that in particular, but it does happen sometimes with the zombies as well.
And things have a tendency to respawn too.
Yeah, there are certain areas where zombies will just show back up. Not just zombies.
Yeah.
And if things don't
Yeah,
respawn, then
in a game with ammo limit, like intentionally kind of not ammo starvation, but certainly not as generous as even like some other games like RE3.
Yeah.
outside of the first game, I think out of the classics, the one through this game, this one has probably the second. Yeah, look at that. These guys just came back. We did kill these guys. They've each.
Yeah, we've killed them, and it wasn't all that long ago we killed them.
They aren't infinitely respawning. Nothing infinitely respawns, as far as I know. But there are places where enemies will just reappear. Oftentimes the same enemies that were already there.
Well, that's kind of like, not every screen respawns enemies, but the screens that do respawn do it infinitely until you reach a certain plot advancement thing. Like when you reach a certain point of like you've explored far enough or gotten a new like plot thing happen, then like enemies will disappear from certain areas, or the enemies that are there will change. But then like otherwise, it seems like they just keep coming back.
That might be so. Anyway, yeah, this I think has some of the lowest ammo out of the original games, outside of maybe the first game. But in the first game's defense, there was like a fourth as many enemies in the entire game as are in just the first like fourth of this game alone.
And even then, at least there was kind of like the neat thing of you had a limited resource that allowed you to prevent an enemy from reappearing later.
Oh, that's actually only a remake. In the context of like the original
really?
four, yeah.
I'm imagining this game remade with the engine that they used for
The
2
RE
and
engine,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be really good.
This game would be, like I said, there's the makings for something really good here. It's held down by just a lot of gameplay flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Even the
Which is
story,
like the
even the story is like, even though I think Steve isn't a very good character, actually I want this guy to grab because I want to show this. Hang on. But like, it's at least entertaining enough as is that even if they didn't change anything else, at least like a gameplay improvement would be enough to make this a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Gun.
Gun.
And there's also one character we'll get to later that I think we were all in agreement that like we would want that character to stay campy in a remake.
This game wouldn't be nearly as entertaining if a certain character wasn't what they are. Hell, there's two characters in this game that I think their portrayal is like really good for what they are. You're gonna come through here a lot, so I would recommend killing the dogs. This is there's 3.
Yeah. I guess this is one of the cases where it's like some screens respawn, and this is one of the ones that doesn't, thankfully.
Yeah. So, now that we have an example to show it, look how fucking tanky some of these enemies are.
Uh-huh.
That dog took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullets. The others didn't. So something about that dog apparently is just tanky. That dog took 7 bullets. Yeah. Why?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It was just a big dog.
Puppy. Big puppy.
I believe we're about to be introduced. Yep. No? No, not yet. Alright.
Look at this place. It's so big.
Here's your police station lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need an item box.
This is another one of those places where I think this is a pretty cool change-up of the, like, it has that mansion-y vibe, but it also has kind of more of a regal look to it, almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. That's in this game. Okay, so won't need this. Not gonna use the knife. I gotta organize this. It's there.
I think it was just in last night's session where you and I both discussed this music theme for the save rooms, where it's like it's a nice theme that I like, but then also it doesn't have some of that kind of foreboding dread quality that you usually have in save room themes in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, So
it doesn't feel like a Resident Evil song.
Yeah, one of the things that I always thought was really good about the Resident Evil save room music was it made you feel safe while still somehow reminding you that you're only safe while you're in here. It gave you that feeling like as soon as you open that door, you're back in danger. This is just kind of like, yeah, I'm good in here. Secretary's note. 4 years have passed since I began serving Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone. Even though I am his attendant, I am still strictly prohibited from entering his private house. What is his problem, anyway? They say he lives with his twin sister Alexia at his private house on the hill. Occasionally, I've seen someone standing by the window of the house. It might have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about. I once asked Sir Alfred about this, but it only enraged him. Even though I am his attendant, he will not show me any lenience. If I ask about her again, I could put my life at risk. After all, it is a mystery why he so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexia a secret. Robert Dorson. It's Bob. So yeah, the save theme could do with a bit of foreboding, because 1, 2, and 3 definitely all have that kind of feeling of like you're getting like a reprieve from the nightmare.
But at the same time, I love this song in like some other game.
Yeah, this would fit like almost I could picture this in like maybe like Devil May Cry 1 or something. If that game had a different save system or something. Just some kind of pleasant savey music. Or really any game set in like a castle-y thing. I can hear it. But I don't know. Just doesn't quite fit for me. So you're gonna want to check the back of this card. NTC 0394. NTC 0394. NTC 093. Wait.
0394. 0394.
0394. Oh, wait. Yep.
You can't skip the text. You had that problem with another computer terminal.
So you're gonna enter that password right here and really hope you didn't forget it and make an ass of yourself in the middle of a Let's Play.
There you go.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Okay.
No longer useful. Toss it over your shoulder.
The funny thing is, you didn't have any problem with that when we were practicing.
I know. I just rolled down there and looked at it. So we're gonna go in this room. My pro. Yeah, I want the items. Thank you. My pro tip is to equip your lighter before you come in here. There's bats. Bats don't like light. Keep the lighter out, they're gonna leave you alone. You can shoot them, but don't. That's it. Just don't.
Do not waste bullets.
Do not waste the bullets. They will leave you alone as long as you got the lighter out. If you're desperate to kill some bats, play something else.
Play a Castlevania
Zelda.
game. Nope,
Good options right there. So we're not going to use that first aid spray. That first aid spray is being saved for later.
Yeah.
That's my method, is to use herbs freely and save first aid sprays. Because they do hand you enough. Shit. Stay back! Ugh! I hate the frequency with which they do that.
Yeah.
That got me to caution?
Yeah.
Damn.
Preemptive
Yeah,
fuck
the
this
zombies hit kind of hard. Some enemies don't. Even just the standard zombies do, though.
I would say pretty much anything that is sizable. Oh, fuck! Spin! Oh, goddamn. Anything that's like large in size is probably gonna hurt. And by large, I mean like humans sized even. It's
Well,
weird.
at least you're not in danger.
Sometimes they're
Yeah.
tanky, but sometimes they just like seem to do nothing.
More bullet.
More bullet.
I don't like this room, but the reasons for that are later.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm thinking of a room that looks similar to this,
Thinking
but
of a
it's not
different-
this room.
Yeah.
Movie time.
Movie time.
That poor dragonfly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wonder why he is so secretive about her and his time with her.
Mm.
Creepy.
Make that call. You want the paddle wheel. I know they look alluring, but you don't want them. Trust me. Do not want them. And
Do not.
No
walk.
touchy.
you'll get plenty of reason to see why. In like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I believe the room which Galuf doesn't like, and I don't like either, is in there. And if we're thinking the same room anyways, it was the moment when I knew this was going to be a very upset, hateful LP.
I don't think we're even thinking of the same room, but we're thinking of the same reason,
Steve?
more or less.
Oh, no doubt.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Steve is in danger.
Oh no, Steve is in
Oh
danger.
no. Ah. Whatever will we do?
Do not touch, that you fall.
Steve is suffering.
Pairs complete, my
And
anger will subside. 2 pairs, you want switch C, switch E because they're 2 guns. Only 2 pair.
That was too close.
Uh,
But I
Steve is suffering. If we have to suffer, so do you.
Oh, I need
Don't
those.
point those at me.
That's poor gun safety skills,
Gotta be kidding.
Steven.
Yes.
I found it.
Yeah,
Fucking
just
A.
seriously.
Let's make a deal. I'll trade you for
Don't
something.
point it at people, asshole!
She does not understand gun safety at all.
Stop that! You pointed at yourself too, you idiot!
It's okay, the safety's on! Yeah!
Click, bang! My leg! Ugh.
Maybe you should just shove him back in there
Just
until
sit
he
in the
learns
room,
to
Steve.
take it.
So that's gonna do it for the first episode of Let's Play. Game name, Resident Evil Code Veronica. I've established that Steve's an idiot.
Yes.
Next time, we're You got a boat.
Next
right.
time, maybe you'll see a little more of why we have problems with this game, because so far it
Yeah.
hasn't gotten too bad
Yeah,
yet.
it's
Yeah.
slow start. We'll get there. So,
Mhm.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.